So when you present this to possible capitalists or venture capitalists, these are individuals that invest in startup companies, all you have to show for yourself and your organization is your business plan. So that's where the I CAN Foundation comes in. We assist young adults with writing business plans, teaching them its importance, how to structure business plans, and from there, after you have matured your idea, you know your target market, you know what product and service you're offering to the community, you've already streamlined your processes, and you're ready to move forward with a genuine idea. Then we teach you how to seek funding. Because it's your business plan that will allow you to...
First of all, that's the first step, is your business plan.
Yes.
Then afterwards, they always talk about the government spending, but usually you find individuals find it's easier to get government funding, and they have so many programs too, than it is to get private funding. How do you differ between the two, government funding and private funding?
Technically, there really isn't a difference. It's all about how you go about attaining the funding and your personal and organizational based qualifications. Let's talk about government funding.
Yes.
Okay. Government funding usually comes in the form, when people are talking about monetary funding, it comes in the form of grants or loans. As you know, there are a lot of opportunities out there with the Small Business Association, and there are a lot of grants available and personal loans available for institutions. Yes. And you know that with a little footwork, the individual can find members of the community that may support small business, and they're willing to provide funding as well. So with private funding, that's the area, like we mentioned earlier, venture capitalists, individuals that have resources available to invest in small companies. And government funding is more along the line of your personal financial standing.
But there's usually, along with government funding, there's a mandate. For instance, a percentage.
Yes.
How do you go about that?
When you mean assessing or attaining the government funding?
Obtaining it.
Okay, like I said, a lot of the government funding is available via application on the web, and grants and services is usually, the way that they're provided is oftentimes you have to show, as we originally talked about, your business plan. And oftentimes governments they want to see how much you've done in an effort to bring your program to fruition. Have you volunteered anywhere? Have you had any accomplishments to show?
See, a lot of people don't realize. I always talk about on the show, and I beg people about volunteering.
Yes.
You can tell always in the program.
Yes.
Have you? In fact, I said, when the last time you volunteered to help somebody else or do something?
Since you're talking about volunteering, let's extend an invitation to all of those persons out there listening to the show, viewing the show this time, to volunteer and to become a part of Evolutionary Elders. They can volunteer and become a part of Evolutionary Elders. They can volunteer and become a part of Eddie's foundation. We must do that. We don't do enough of that, and then we wonder why.
Right, because through volunteering, I think that opens the door to a lot of people too, and really it opens the door to education, because you meet individuals that have been through the type of things that you've and to help you, to guide you to success.
May I expand on that topic just a little? I know we're kind of deviating away from our original subject matter, but I would like to talk a second to the power of mentoring. Because I know a lot of my early decisions were guided based on the input of those that took a genuine concern in me, and they assessed my ability and talent, and they availed themselves to me for questioning. And I would just like to talk about the power of mentoring and how things have progressed for our organizations since I've met Dr. Williams. And I am an avid believer in offering mentoring services and seeking the services of a mentee. And since I've met Dr. Williams, he's guided me on so much. I implore everyone that's listening to seek the services of evolutionary elders, because there's wisdom in our older generation. There's knowledge to be attained that you might not be able to get from books, because this is the knowledge of experience. And this is some of the benefits of the evolutionary elders that I really appreciate since I've met Dr. Williams. And it's through Dr. Williams that I've been graced with your presence as well.
Right. Well, really, you know, I think Dr. Williams and we're really concerned about the young people being into the economy of this country, because this is freedom. And people don't understand that when you have that type of background, when you can go out, why can't I own a Super Bowl team? Why can't I own I think one of the problems that they have, they don't set their goals high enough. You know what I mean? I hear some people say, well, no, but it won't let you in. But if you have the money, they'll let you in. They have proven that through many, many ways, that if you have the money, you have to get into the economics of this country. And the only way you're going to do it is let the evolutionary elders and the young people get together and pass that experience, and the young people realize what the times that we came through. You know, the 9 to 5 is antique. That's what I tell everybody. 9 to 5 is antique in relationship to financing.
Yes.
See, and those are the things that I'm so proud to have you on the show, telling the young people, showing them how. You told us about a young lady that didn't even know about the stock, or you introduced her to it to the point that she has a future. You're talking about in a period of a short period of time, she has money. I mean, real money. I'm not talking about 2 weeks, pay in the bank and that type of thing. You have some and that you can invest in. And just like you say, the idea is having investment money.
Yes.
When the opportunity comes along.
Yes.
You see, if you don't have it, then that's the thing that hurts you.
Yes. And a little bit more that I'd like to expand upon. Our program is a 3-step process.
Mm-hmm.
We first teach you the fundamentals in accordance with the third major talk.
Mm-hmm.
First, we teach you the importance of establishing a solid financial foundation that you can build upon. That's the key, because it's based on savings, a financial foundation that you wouldn't build a house on a beach, because the sand isn't strong enough or sturdy enough to support your structure.
Right.
You have to build your financial foundation on a solid foundation based on knowledge, based on wisdom, based on patience and discipline. And from there, we move you to the next step of managing your finances. At the I Can Foundation, we have 4 steps to financial stability, and it's called EAFG. And we say that by education, application, foundation, graduation. And far too many, I guess, financial literacy campaigns start people at graduation, meaning that they give you a little foundation on how to manage your finances, and then they take you straight to the stock market. And I noticed that you talked about establishing a foundation so that you can invest.
Right.
And that's the key that we try to educate people on at ICANN, because what I've learned is that no one will invest with their last.
Right.
So if all you have in your account is, say, for instance, $1,000, this is your seed money, this is your everything money, there's no way that I can convince an individual to take this money and put it in the stock market.
Right.
This is all they have.
Right.
So we have to teach individuals on how to not only facilitate their daily requirements, but to put money aside. So
okay, we're going to wrap this up now. Tell us, how would a person, how do you get to a person in this society to think that way, especially a young person, when the cars are fancy and all these other things out there, that begging them to buy?
Primarily, it's by leadership. I believe that as a leader in society, that you must change the old methodology from do as I
Do.
say and
Right.
not as I do to do as I do.
Okay, Doc, wrap it up with Martin Luther King.
Do as I do. Martin Luther King, I'm sure, would agree with that. And we must do as we can to help people. And I want everybody to know, in terms of making money, that anybody who wants to make some money could sell this book, Words Crossing Across, Word Search, on Dr. Martin Luther King.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's a
All right, I want to
possibility.
thank you, Eddie Bland. I'm really proud of you
Thank you.
coming on the show, and we're going to have a series with you coming back and try to get the young people to understand that financial independence is the key to freedom.
Yes.
Okay, Doc, and I'll be seeing you again. You know?
You will.
All
You
right,
will.
then. This has been Ed Brown, and we're going to continue this series here, probably the 12th and maybe more. We're going to have Eddie Bland here. I think the young people, you need to stop now and take a look at yourself financially. I'm talking about investments. See you next time.